Hey, what's up, YouTube? Peter Leininger here with False Color Media, cinematographer for all kinds of different projects. And today is day 2 of my 3-shoot week. And I've decided to go with the FX6 for today. It's just going to be B-roll for the most part. I'm working with the American Baptist College to get some documentation of some of their pastors doing services and sermons, and they're doing on a bunch of different events for their centennial anniversary, and I am hired to kind of capture B-roll of the events. Working with, in conjunction with a larger crew that is doing interviews and a bunch of other stuff. So that's going to be going on, and I am just doing the B-roll of the various functions and events. So to accomplish this, I chose to use the FX6 in a run and gun style. I'll be wearing my waveform, which is basically a cine saddle type deal, and then I can just rest the camera right on top of that and get very stable B-roll as I move around the space that I'm working in. Today's shoot is probably the shortest of the 3 shoots I've got this week. We're just doing some B-roll of the first speaker, and then the second speaker comes up. He's the current president of the college, and this is going to be sort of a farewell speech. So they want to have it captured in its entirety. So I'll just have to kind of post up and get very stable footage of his speech. So that's what the plan is. I'm not religious myself, but this is kind of a fun project that they've hired me several times to cover a bunch of their events. Very nice people, and happy to do it. So I got in and had a discussion with the team about how we were going to be accomplishing today's goals, and they wanted me to mic the speaker, the president of the organization. And after seeing the space and kind of knowing that this is going to be kind of a live environment, I chose to, instead of micing him, I'm going to mic the podium where he's going to be speaking. So I'm just using my Sennheiser MKE 600 with a XLR transmitter, basically a wireless boom mic that I have attached to a Cardellini that I can just clamp onto the podium from where he's speaking. And this should work really well, and it won't require me to interrupt him or try and pin a mic onto him as he's just before he starts speaking. I can just have it set up and ready to go without any kind of interruptions to anybody else, and it should work out perfectly. Here you can see me trying to figure out the best placement. I've got one of these little hinged arms and some pins, and just trying to get it just right. With the Cardellini. I placed it as close to the regular mic stand as I could, just to make it as least obtrusive as possible. And I've got it pretty low, and when it's finally set up, it'll be pointed right at the speaker's chest, which is pretty ideal placement for a boom mic. In the past, I've done this where I just plug a transmitter or recorder directly into the PA's output. So they've got a board that they're recording and doing a live feed of this whole presentation in the back. And that's worked out in the past, but this time they wanted to do something slightly different. And this is nice because now I can do it all on my own. It doesn't require me to mess with anybody else. And kind of get in anybody else's way. I can do it all from my own equipment. So getting B-roll started as folks are coming in for breakfast and sitting down. I like to kind of shoot the room in these kind of situations. get folks greeting each other, smiles, handshakes, all that kind of thing, and then also the decor and just everything they're doing to make this as special an occasion as possible. I want to capture that so that there is documentation of all the efforts that everybody puts in to make something like this special.
If they don't want you to teach anything in the public school curriculum that has to do with slavery and justice, you at the black church can be yeasty. And it may be a shame before God that our black churches are no longer teachers of its own history. There's no yeast in our institutions when our children grow up and are ashamed of being black. That there's no yeast in the books that they read when they don't talk about Fannie Lou Hamer, Harriet Tubman. No yeast in our theologies. And then we go to these conferences and get a high on the yeast of performance preaching. Get high on performance and all that we think that means for our emotional health, and walk away out of the church with no yeast in your soul.
Damn, black church goes hard. But the mic situation worked out fine. Got a great signal throughout the entire sermon, and yeah, sounded good. Sounded great. It was very echoey in the room with the PA, but the mic being pointed directly at the speaker got a great signal. So that was all good.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. I'm not on for any more of.
You're not coming back today, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
See you next time.
And that's a wrap on day 2. Just got to get home and upload this footage that I shot for the client.